Hi, I'm Hope Witkowsky, your host of Senior Scene. On today's show, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. What is it about New Year's that causes us to look at the year just gone by and decide what we want to do different this year? That's what we're going to look at, New Year's resolutions. Dana Berman loves this time of the year.
You're rejuvenating. You're going to start over and have a chance to make things better in your life.
Many of us can identify with resolutions made in the new year, and unfortunately, those new promises are often forgotten about shortly thereafter.
Lots of them, such as losing weight, never seemed to work. I would lose weight and then gain it right back. Go to the gym. I'd even buy a gym membership and I just wouldn't continue with the membership.
So with that in mind, we headed to Wilson Park, where exercise is often the common goal for parkgoers, and New Year's resolutions were fresh on people's minds.
To be more healthy, that is by walking and by losing weight, and also having more contact with other people, like helping my mom. My mom is 94 years old, so she needs a lot of care and, going out. So we do that.
I like it to be in the program with the well-being.
Get off the sweets for sure. I've kept my weight off now for about 7 years, but I still have a craving for sweets. So if I can do that for my New Year's resolution, I'll be doing very well. That's probably about it.
Is there any New Year's resolution that you've made in the past that you said that you would do and you didn't follow through? And if so, what is that?
There's a lot of those. Getting a better job, being more financial stable, finding the right woman that I need, Things do happen and they don't for other reasons, but, I'm just waiting. When it happens, it's going to happen.
Do you have any resolutions?
Hopefully continue to run like I'm doing and increase it a little bit more, if anything. And just hopefully maintaining peace with family and others.
Maybe get a little healthier. Maybe ride my bike to work more often instead of taking my truck.
Pastor Dean Mayetta of Nova Community Church in Torrance sees the beauty in the season. He agrees it's the time for rejuvenation.
It's great that we have a calendar. We have a new year. It signals for me new beginning, new starts, turning over a new leaf. It's almost like at the stroke of midnight and the new year that we could say, and many people say this, well, I hope this year is going to be better than last year, or I hope this year is going to be as prosperous or even more prosperous than last year. So it's funny to me that we count down, we watch TV or whatever, we're at a party, and it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and it just counts down, and then we all yell Happy New Year. But it signals something that's really beautiful, and it's a rhythm of life. And that rhythm of life, we see it in seasons. Well, you see it every day. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. 1 month goes to the next, and we say how time flies. But I think the beautiful thing is, this world was created with a rhythm. And there's days, sunrise, sunsets, weeks, months, years. And it's so beautiful to me, at the stroke of midnight, we could say, this is something new. And I have a chance to be new right now.
Many of us are guilty of not following through with our resolutions. Perhaps losing weight is one of the most common resolutions that are made each year, and one that most people are guilty of not following through.
At my gym, it gets really crowded right around after January 1. It gets real crowded, and then maybe about a month or two later, it starts to thin out again. And it happens every single year. Just before summer, it gets crowded again, and then it thins out. But I think people will start, and then it's just not working out. My hope is that they'll make some adjustments. Then maybe it was too great of a goal, or too a great of a resolution, and so they kind of throttle it back a little bit. And I think what's great is this life is filled with second chances and third chances and fourth chances, and it goes on and on and on. And if people would just learn to forgive themselves a little bit, make adjustments, and look forward, I think our world's going to be a lot better if we think of our world as a world of second chances, third chances, and a lot of forgiveness and grace.
Perhaps one of the best tips is not to just keep your resolution secret, but to share it with a friend.
I think one of the great things about resolutions, and not a lot of people do this, is they keep them sort of secret. They'll make a resolution, but I don't want to tell anybody. You'll ask someone, do you have a New Year's resolution? And they'll say, oh, I do, but I don't want to tell you, because then if you tell someone, there's more accountability then. I think one of the best things you could do if you make a New Year's resolution is to tell a trusted, loving friend, would you hold me accountable to this? And so whether it's a diet, it's a new way of living, it's working harder, it's working less, it's spending more time with my wife or my spouse, my kids, whatever it is, exercise, diet, of course, those are the typical ones. But if you tell a trusted friend and have them check in with you, pray for you, have them hold you accountable to that, someone who's going to be forgiving and someone who's going to encourage you and inspire you to greater things, I think that's a great way to keep that resolution.
A retired flight attendant, Dana, had a great way to be accountable for her resolution by using her internet. She uses her friends to help.
Yes, they do. They'll send messages, especially on Facebook, asking how you're doing, and especially now that I am walking, they'll ask, did you walk today? How far did you go? I've met a lot of people here at Wilson Park as I've been walking. And if I change the time of when I normally walk and they don't see me, I'll get an email saying, I didn't see you today.
And as for Pastor Mayetta, when asked what his resolutions were for the new year, this is what he had to say.
One of the things for me is that I've just really felt like I needed to be more open and vulnerable and to soften my heart towards people. When you're in the people business, sometimes if you don't check your heart, it tends to sometimes get hard because people are always wanting pieces of you and have problems and things like that. Well, if you don't maintain what's going on in your heart, then you can get heart disease, if you want to call it that. So in my sabbatical, when I just had it in the fall, it just came back. I really sensed that I needed to soften my heart a little bit. And my hope is that people that I work with and in our congregation will really sense that they can know a little bit more of me. And through that, I can know a little bit more about them.
Well, you've seen some and heard some amazing resolutions on today's show from our guests. I hope your resolutions will end up making your new year a happier and a healthier one for you. I'm Hope Witkowsky saying Happy New Year, and remember, knowledge, it's a powerful tool. Tune in next time for more secrets on successful aging.